हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गायै नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं परमानन्दं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं यतीश्वरम् भाष्यभ्रान्तिहरं वन्दे शुद्धज्ञानैकबोधकम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। We'll begin with the Shanti mantra. ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम। We shall chant the first mantra of the sixth section. अथ हैनं सुकेशा भारद्वाज पप्रच्छ भगवन् हिरण्यनाभ कौसल्यो राजपुत्रो मामुपेत्य एतं प्रश्नम् अपृच्छत्। षोडशकलं भारद्वाज पुरुषं वेत्थ तमहं कुमारम् अब्रुवम् नाहम् इमं वेद। यदि अहम् इमम् अवेदिशं कथं तेनावक्ष्यम् इति समूलो वा एष परिशुष्यति यो अनृतम् अभिवदति तस्मान्नार्हामि अनृतं वक्तुं स तूष्णीं रथम् आरुह्य प्रव्रज तं त्वा पृच्छामि वासौ पुरुष इति. We have come to this last question of Prashna Upanishad. Sukesha Bharadvaja approached the teacher Pitpalada and he said that once upon a time a prince named Hiranyanatha, the son of the king of Kaushalya, he approached me and asked this question. He asked me, Shodashakalam Bharadvaja Purusham Vedha. Hey Bharadvaja, do you know that Purusha with 16 kalas? I said, I don't know about it. Na aham imam veda. And then further I said, कि यदि अहम इमam avedisham katham te navaksham iti. If I knew about that Purusha, why will not I tell you? Because you are a sincere student and have approached with proper attitude. And if I know about it, I will definitely, if I knew about it, I would have definitely told you. Because one should not keep anything away from a sincere student. But if I don't know, then I should not tell a lie. Because if you tell a lie, then it is a great papa. It will destroy all my punya year and year after. So after hearing this, that Rajkumar, he became silent and he left. But then I continued to contemplate on this and had this question in my mind. So I am asking you now, who is this Purusha with 16 kalas and where does he live? So when the teacher heard this question, he replied, let us chant mantra number 2. Tasmai sahovacha ihaivantasharire somya sapurusho yasmin neta shodashakala prabhavanti iti. Tasmai sahovacha ihaivantasharire somya sapurusha yasmin eta shodashakala prabhavanti iti. Then the teacher replied, Tasmai sahovacha, to him he said, Pitpalada Rishi, he said, Ki iha eva antasharire somya, he somya. He addresses the student as somya. Somya means a very gentle, good looking, kind student. So he Somya, the Purusha which you are asking is present here in this body only. Iha eva, in this, iha means in this body. Iha eva antasharira, inside this body. Sa Purusha, that Purusha is present. And who is that Purusha? Yasmin eta shodasha kala prabhavanti iti. In whom these 16 kalas are born. From whom these 16 kalas are born. What are the 16 kalas? The teacher will tell further. But that Purusha which you are seeking, which you are asking about, is present in this body itself. Shankaracharya ji has written a long commentary, elaborate commentary on this mantra. We will just go through a few of the important points which Shankaracharya ji conveys. So we will chant, we will read the commentary. Tasmai sahu vacha, to him he said, to that student, the teacher said, Ki iha eva antas sharire, in this body itself. In this body itself, Hridaya Pundarika Akashamanti. In this body means where? In the heart, in the space within the heart. Ye Soumya Sapurushaha, that Purusha is present. Na Deshantare Vidneyaha, he is not to be known elsewhere, but one has to know that Purusha within this heart only. See this term Hridaya Pundarika, lotus heart, or heart is used many times in our Shastras. So heart is not a physical heart, but near the physical heart alone, we experience the sense of I. See, our senses we experience on their respective places, eyes, ears, and all. And the Antakarana is experienced near the physical heart only. When I say I touch my heart. Though the thinking and all seem to be happening in my head, but their residence, their source of the Antakarana is near the heart only. When we have some happy or sad feeling, we experience it in our heart. So heart is the very core of our being, our personality, where we experience our Antakarana. And we have these four expressions of the Antakarana, the Mana, Buddhi, Chitta and Ahankara. The Mana is the thinking faculty, Buddhi is the deciding faculty, Chitta is the retaining faculty, and Ahankar is the sense of I, the thought of I, which is present in all our thoughts. Every thought will have an I thought. But the very source of this Antakarana is that space of Chaitanya within, which is indicated here as the heart where the Purusha resides. So it is said to reside here, though the Purusha is all pervading, it is said to reside here in our heart because it can be attained in the heart. one can recognize and realize that Purusha within our own heart. So, Vidneyaha yasmin eta uchamana shodasha kala pranadhyaha prabhavanti. And from this Purusha alone, who is residing in the heart, the 16 kalas are born. The kalas will be explained, enumerated further. The kalas beginning from prana all the way to nama, there are the 16 kalas. Hari Om, Hari Om. There are the 16 kalas. Is the sound okay now? There are 16 kalas which are born from this Purusha, starting from prana all the way to nama. So very interesting. And that alone is what we see as this world. I, the seer, and the world which is seen is within the 16 kalas only. And though the Purusha is indicated here having 16 kalas, doesn't mean that he has got various parts. All these kalas are expression of that one Purusha alone. Shankaracharya ji says further, षोडश कला प्राणाद्यः प्रभवन्ति उत्पद्यन्ते इति षोडश कलाभिः उपाधिभूताभिः सकल इव निष्कलः पुरुषः लक्ष्यते. Though the Purusha is without any kalas, without any facets, without any phases, but appears to have the 16 kalas. Like the moon. When you look at the moon from Earth, the moon appears to change every day. If you observe the moon after Amavasya, you will see the moon slowly, Pratipada, Dvitiya, Tritiya, slowly the phases of the moon, we will see it growing. In the beginning, we see a beautiful crescent moon, then it keeps growing. And if we are not aware, if we are not, if we don't have the knowledge of the astronomy and how the moon functions and all, it may appear that every day a new moon is rising. Every day a different moon is rising. So if you observe, you will find that every day a different moon, different shape of the moon is seen. So one may say that there are 16 moons, but really speaking, there is only one moon having 16 phases as seen from Earth. If you happen to sit on the moon, then you will not see all these phases. You will see the same moon every day. Similarly, this Purusha, the supreme reality, what is also indicated as Brahma, has these 16 kalas, appears to have the 16 kalas, and the 16 kalas it's themselves are this everything, the whole world. So the entire world are the kalas of the Purusha. See, just as an elephant, it has got the trunk, the tusks, the body is there, and the huge legs are there, and the tail is there, and a huge ears are there. So a person or some blind man, when they try to observe this elephant, and if they happen to touch only one of its limb, they will think elephant is of this nature. The one who is holding on to the feet of the elephant will think an elephant is like a pillar. One who is touching the side of the elephant will feel the elephant is like a wall. One who is holding to the tail will think the elephant is like a rope. But all these are different parts of that elephant. That elephant is one only. Similarly, that Purusha is one. And all these 16 kalas are like expressions of that Purusha. But the oneness of the Purusha doesn't change. Like if we make that elephant of gold, then though it might look like an elephant with trunk and head and tusk and all, but everything is gold alone. The legs of the elephant is gold, the trunk is gold, the tusks are gold. Similarly, the Purusha is Nishkalaha. By itself, it is free from all kalas. But since we don't know that Purusha, we are looking at ourselves and this world from a very limited standpoint, from the vision of avidya, ignorance. We see these kalas as though they are different. So Shankaracharya writes, कि avidyaya iti tad upadhi kala adhyaropa apanayena vidyaya sa purusha kevalo darshayitavyah iti kalanam tad prabhavatvam uchyate. So the Shruti wants to convey that Purusha, give us knowledge of that Purusha. So it uses the language of an ignorant person and says that all these kalas are born from that Purusha. And so many kalas are there. Then it will give the proper knowledge, and then the whole kalas will just dissolve into that Purusha. So this is the technique of teaching. The Shruti uses the vision, the thinking, starts from the level of an ignorant student and takes him to the sublime understanding of oneness. So as an individual, when I look at this world, I understand this world as being born is sustained and will get dissolved, and there are different parts of this world. There are the five elements are there are various expressions of these elements, the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets. On earth also so many different types of creatures are there. So I see everything from my limited standpoint. So Shruti starts from there, uses my language, and then gives me the supreme knowledge wherein all these divisions get negated and I comprehend that one Purusha free from all kalas, nishkalaha. Shankaracharya writes further, कि प्राणादीनाम अत्यंत निर्विशेषे ही अद्वये शुद्धे तत्वे न शक्यो अध्यारोप अंतरेण प्रतिपाद्य प्रतिपादनादि व्यवहार कर्तुम इति कलानां प्रभवस्तित्यप्यया आरोप्यन्ते अविद्या विषयाः. That supreme reality, that Purusha, is supremely pure and is Advaya, is one without a second. But to indicate, to give that knowledge of that Purusha to an ignorant person, the technique of Adhyarop and Apavad is used by the Shastras. This Adhyarop means the Shastra assumes something which is not completely true and then explains everything, and then that assumption is proved wrong and I come to understand the reality. See, in mathematics also the same technique is used. Suppose you are solving some puzzle, some problem, and you don't know the answer, then you say, let the answer be X. And then you create that equation and solve the equation, and then you come to understand the actual value of that X. Similarly here, the Shruti does the adhyarop of separation, of division, of Dvaita. The Shruti says that there is this Purusha from whom all these kalas are born. So it is as though assuming that the Purusha is different, and from that Purusha the different kalas are born. But then when we further understand the message of the Shruti, we come to know that division is not proper, that everything is one only. Division is only at the level of forms having names. For example, that the sand, with the sand, we create the castle, the king, the queen, the soldiers, and the enemy king is also there who attacks this king. So all this drama is there. And one who is involved in this drama and has to be taught about it sand, one has to start from that level of the drama only. That this king was there and the other king came and he attacked. And as one explains, one shifts the attention from the king to that sand. And once you know that sand, you will know that all these various factors which are indicated are sand alone. There is nothing really, something which is born, because sand remains sand all the time. Even when the sand is flat, it is sand. When you make a castle, that time also it is sand only. So this is a sublime technique of the Shastras to teach. Technically it is called Adhyaropa and Apavad. Adhyaropa means assuming Dvaita and explaining everything. And then when the knowledge of the Purusha is revealed, the Dvaita automatically gets negated. So Shankaracharya says further, कि चैतन्य व्यतिरेकेन एव हि कला जायमाना तिष्ठन्त्य प्रलीयमानाश्च सर्वदा लक्ष्यन्ते. That when we understand this kala, we will find, he says that all these kalas are established in that Chaitanya alone, and remaining established in this Chaitanya, it appears to be born, it appears to sustain, and it appears to dissolve. But all the time remaining in that Chaitanya alone. Just like we see the cinema, the projector is there, the light is there, and it falls on that screen, and we see different images. But whatever we see is nothing but the play of light only. The play of light alone is seen as a beautiful cinema. Similarly, all these kalas, though initially they are spoken of as though different, the prana is born, from prana shraddha is born, and so on. But really speaking, all these kalas are established in that Chaitanya alone. So other than Chaitanya, other than that Purusha, nothing is there. So this is a very sublime thing which is indicated in our Upanishad. Because from the standpoint of ignorance, when we look at ourselves and this whole world, we experience Dvaita, we experience differences, and it is very strong in our understanding. That I am different, this world is different, there are other beings who are different from me. So in order to indicate that oneness, that the Shastras have to start from the difference only. So the difference is assumed, and then that assumption is negated later on. So we have to have that faith in the Shastras and follow the method of the Shastras properly. Otherwise, there are chances of many confusions. And that is what now Shankaracharya says, that one who doesn't understand the language of the Shastras and they come up with various theories, various philosophies, various vision of what this whole world is and who they really are. So Shankaracharya mentions few of them in the following his sentence. He says कि अतएव भ्रांता केचित् अग्नि संयोगात् घृतमिव घटादि आकारेण चैतन्यम् एव प्रतिक्षणं जायते नश्यति इति. He says that there are some deluded people, there are some deluded philosophers who say that this one Chaitanya alone actually becomes many. Just like if you have kept some ghee, it melts and turns into different shapes. Similarly, this one Chaitanya alone has taken different forms, has become different things. And when all these things get negated, tam nirode shunyamiva sarvam iti apare. There are others, nihilist, Buddhist. They say that when everything gets negated, because everything changes, whatever we experience continuously changes, so one thing gets destroyed to become another thing. So everything we see changes, everything is constantly destroyed. So this nihilists, they say that when everything will get destroyed ultimately, only shunya will remain, nothing will remain. So the ultimate destination of everyone and everything is shunya, void, nothing. Shunyamiva. Then there are others who say that घटादि विषयं चैतन्यं चेतयितुः नित्यस्य आत्मनः अनित्यं जायते विनश्यति इति अपरे. That when all these objects are there and we become conscious of it, we become aware of these objects, then at the time of awareness, a Chaitanya is born, and when that awareness goes away, then Chaitanya gets destroyed. So every moment, a new Chaitanya, a new consciousness is born. See, when one contemplates deeply by ourselves, using our own logic, using our own experiences, we come up with different theories. If you study the Shastras, and you will find the different types of opponents are there, having weird different types of theories. So there are those who are called Vaisheshikas, the Naiyayikas, Nyaya, Vaisheshik, Sankhya, Yoga, Purva Mimamsa, Buddhism, Jainism, Charvak, and within them also so many varieties are there. Shanika Vijnanvadis, Shunyavadis, Dehatmavadis, different variety of understanding, misunderstanding is possible. So there are those who are They are called Dehatmavadi or Laukayatika. Chaitanyam Bhuta Dharma iti. According to them, this Chaitanya, because everyone accepts that Chaitanya is there, means we are aware, there is consciousness, that everyone accepts. Everyone accepts that consciousness is there because we are aware of this world. But the nature of this consciousness and the nature of this world, different people, different philosophers have different theories. Some say that consciousness alone has become of this world, actually become everything. And since it has become, slowly it will get destroyed, negated, and only Shunya will remain. But others say no, the Chaitanya is there, which is born afresh every time one is aware of something, a new consciousness is born. But there are others who say the matter is the reality, like the scientists and all modern scientists. According to them, the world of matter alone is the reality. They have their theories like 14.5 billion years ago, the whole universe came into existence with a big bang. So the space was created and then matter was created from that big bang alone. Then slowly the stars were born, the galaxies were born, and the universe is even now expanding and growing. And in our galaxy, the Milky Way, after so many billions of years, this earth was born where we live. And then through some chemical processes and all, suddenly the life emerged from it, from this matter. That life became conscious. So according to the scientist, according to the materialist, the consciousness is a product of matter. It is a dharma of matter. It is born from matter. Just like electricity, we have some dynamo. If it is rotated, electricity gets generated. So similarly, due to the combination permutation of this matter, life is born, consciousness is born. So according to them, this Chaitanya, consciousness, is a product of matter. So like that, different theories and different ideas are born when we think for ourselves and try to contemplate by ourselves. But we will not be able to arrive at any conclusion because the means which we use to understand this world are the senses and our limited mind. So, with the help of our senses and with the help of our mind, our intellect, we will not be able to understand the secret of this world. So, the only solution is to surrender to our Shastras because the Shastras, the Upanishads are Praman to know the nature of that ultimate reality. Shankaracharya ji writes, anapayo पर जन धर्म कर चैतन्य महात्मा एवं नाम रूपादि उपाधि धर्म ही प्रत्यव भासते। सत्यम ज्ञानम अनंतम ब्रह्म प्रज्ञानम ब्रह्म विज्ञानम आनंदम ब्रह्म विज्ञान घन एव इत्यादि श्रुतिभ्यः। According to the Shruti, Shankaracharya says that there is one supreme reality, which is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, which is pure existence, pure consciousness or pure knowledge, which is infinite, which is of the nature of consciousness only. This alone is expressing or seen as this world. It appears to be born, it appears to sustain, it appears to dissolve. Nam rupadi upadi dharma hi prati avabhasate. It appears like that, but it is one supreme truth alone. Just like we have a lighted agarbatti in a dark room, you can, if somebody is holding it, we can see only one point of light, and if it is rotated, we see a circle, and if it is rotated or moved in different ways, we see different images. But all these images are expression of that one point of light alone. Similarly, the Shastra says that though one may see the 16 colors, the variety in this world, they are all expressions of that one supreme reality only, which remains unchanged, which remains free from all change, while the play of this change appears in it. Say, to give an example, like we in science we know the water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is a gas which we cannot see. Oxygen is also gas which we cannot see. But this hydrogen and oxygen, when they come together in a particular proportion, H2O, two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom, when they come together, they they form the water molecule. When lot of them come together, we see hydrogen and oxygen as water. By itself, hydrogen and oxygen cannot be seen. But then when they come together, we see them as water, as liquid. They solidify to become ice, or they evaporate to become vapor. But whether it appears like water, like liquid, or it appears like solid, or it appears like vapor, all the time it is nothing but H2O. Similarly, that one Chaitanya, that one Brahma, that one Purusha appears like this world with different names, with different forms, with different activities. But even when it appears in this way, it all the time remains as that Purusha alone. So there is no change happening in that Purusha. And that Purusha has to be recognized within this body itself. See, we experience ourselves in this body. At present, we are experiencing ourselves in this body. If the body moves, I experience myself moving. If the body sits, I experience myself sitting. So I experience my presence in this body. When I go to sleep, when I dream, I experience my presence in my mind. Mind remains active in the dream. And when the mind also is not active, when I am in deep sleep, I remain as I am, as that Param Purusha, free from all appearances, free from all kalas. There are no divisions in me in that deep sleep. There are no divisions of any kind in me. There are no forms, there are no names. I remain as I am. But in dream and waking, I appear to have many forms and many names. So that I, that Supreme Purusha, is present in this body itself, which we have to recognize. But the question comes that a Purusha who is all pervading, who is so mighty, who is infinite, how can it be in this body? Is the body like a vessel in which, like a small fruit which is this Purusha is kept inside? Hmm. So Shankaracharya says कि अंतःशरीरे तस्माद् अंतःशरीर इति एतद् वचन मंडस मंडस्यांतोर्व्योम इति वत् च द्रष्टव्यम्. That you have to understand the statement properly. He says that Purusha present in this body, you should not imagine the body is like a vessel and the Purusha is like some little fruit which is kept inside. But he says this, understand this body as a pot, and the Purusha is there within this as the space within that pot. He uses the example of anda. Anda means an egg. If you see an egg of a hen, egg is there. It is there kept on the table outside. But what is there inside the egg? the vast space in which the egg is present, that space is present inside the egg also. Andasya antavyoma itivat. But the space is not confined to that egg alone. The space is not only present in the egg, but it is also present everywhere. Similarly, Bhagavan says, one should not imagine the Purusha only present in this body, limited to this body. Because all the kalas which will be explained further, which include the five great elements also, and from those five great elements, this body is made. So body is also a tiny little part in this vast cosmos, which are the kalas of the Purusha. So to say that Purusha is a little, tiny little existing in this body is not proper. One should understand it that Purusha is like space and which is present in this body. Body is like an egg. Also another reason why it is said it is present in this body, Shankaracharya writes, उपलब्धि निमित्तत्वाच्च दर्शन श्रवण मनन विज्ञान आदि लिंग ही अंतःशरीरे परिच्छिन्न इव ही उपलभ्यते पुरुष उपलभ्यते च अतः उच्यते अंतःशरीरे सौम्य स पुरुषेति. That is, Purusha is available to be realized in this body itself. Therefore, it is said it is present in this body. One has to seek that Purusha by diving within ourselves. Like Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, Hridaya kuhara madhe kevalam brahma matram yhamaham iti sakshat atma rupena bhati hridi vishamanasa swam chinvata majjata va pavana chalana rodhat atmanishto bhavatvam. That all pervading that Brahma is present in the Hridaya Kuhara, in the cave of one's heart, and which is expressing as aham, 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 aham spurana. So one should dive within one's own heart and recognize that Brahma and gain abidance in that Brahma. Which is that Brahma alone is known as I in the waking. When we say I, we are referring to that Brahma only, but we don't know it. See, when I go to sleep, when I am asleep, in deep sleep, the senses don't function there, the mind don't function there. But I was existing in deep sleep. So when I wake up from my deep sleep, everyone universally, they express their experience of deep sleep in this way only. In what way? That I did not know anything and I slept happily. Na kinchit avedisham. I did not know anything and I slept happily. So one is positive and one is negative expression. I did not know anything, the negative expression. And I slept happily is a positive expression. I did not know anything, I say, Because in the waking and dream, I know myself as a knower of things. Now, in the waking, how do I know I am? Because I know. I see this world, I hear, I taste, I touch, I think, I know. So I know I'm a knower of this world. In dream also, I remain as a knower of the dream world. But in deep sleep, the mind, intellect, senses are not functioning. So I say I did not know. Means I, the knower, was present there. But since mind, intellect was not available, I say I did not know anything. So that I, who is referred to as I, because there was no space, no time, no object in deep sleep. But when I wake up, I refer to that deep sleeper as I. So that I has to be recognized in this body itself. Therefore, it is said it is present in this body. Antasharire. So, what are the various kalas which are born from this Purusha? And how, through these kalas, that Purusha is indicated, and how we can recognize that Purusha? All these questions are answered in the following mantras, which we will see in our class on Monday. So till then, you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy, do your work, do your sadhana. Listen to the pravachan again, contemplate, meditate, try to understand what is conveyed. Read Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya Ji's Bhashya. If you don't know Sanskrit, then you can even read the translations. Translations are available in various languages. Okay? And see you on Monday. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Bole Siyavar Ramchandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.